The final race of the 2021 HARC Lites Tour takes place here in Jukasa, and Dean Reynolds, car number 76, takes him to the green. We have a championship battle in this one, and who can win it? Just about everybody. Dean Reynolds in first place is an outside chance to win this championship. He essentially needs to win this race and get all of the bonus points while his championship rivals struggle. But he's off to a good start. Gets the bonus point for getting the pole and is currently out front right now. So he will lead this field around this small short track in Ontario, Canada. Dean Reynolds, a veteran, and has a win on the year already. The man everyone's watching is DuBois, car number 54. He starts pretty far back in the grid. 9th place is where he started. But look at him make a 3-wide pass underneath Franklin Reeves and Kyle Schock Jr. to pick up spots. So DuBois has the points lead going into this race, but is only a 2-point advantage over Mark Nutt. He cannot let the zero car get away, and making moves like that is definitely going to help. DuBois has been very strong all season long, and he's trying to work his way up to the front here to be in that title contention. A little bit further back, car number 09, Anne-Marie Dupuis gets caught 3 wide with Porky Porkins, another championship contender, and spins around on the backstretch. This has been a pretty snake-bitten year for the 09. She's scored very few points, has gotten involved in a lot of incidents, and one more to track for the year. Let's take another look and see what happened here. So, yep, just kind of went up the racetrack, got into the 01 of Porky Porkins. No harm, no foul to most of them. I don't think too much damage on the 09. Just going to lose a lot of track position. We'll have to see if that affects the leaders if she goes a lap down. There's Mark Nutt, car number 0, the only Brit in the field. Sitting second on track right now. He needs to pick up 2 points on DuBois to tie him, 3 points to take over the points lead. Now he'd love to get by the 76 of Dean Reynolds right now, but Dean Reynolds has pulled out a few car lengths ahead of the 0. But he's got a good gap right now that's currently shrinking. As you can see, the 54 back there. The Black Monster Energy Machine has worked his way up to 5th place. That would make it a tiebreaker. I'm not exactly sure who would get that. It may depend on the results of this final race. But Mark Nutt hanging on to it for now as the rest of the pack kind of single files out after that chaotic start with several 3-wide battles throughout. Looking back to DuBois, there's another driver that DuBois needs to get by. That's Ignan Hauser in car number 1. And just look at the speed that Toyota has on the inside line. A lot of these drivers have gained a spot or two, but DuBois, they've really set up that car well, and he is hungry to get this championship. That pass would put him in the championship lead over his championship rival. But Ignan Hauser is not going to let that go too easily. Hauser has an outside chance at the championship, though he would need a couple of these guys up front to have some issues, particularly Nutt, DuBois, and Littlejohn. But after a couple of laps of discussing it out, DuBois is going to hang on to that position. There he goes. 54 gets by, and Bill Littlejohn, who's been following him through the field, has picked up another one. Not focused on him too much in the early going, but he's been making just as many moves as car number 54. He's followed DuBois all the way through this field, and Bill Littlejohn has a shot at this title. He's a couple more points back to Nutt and DuBois than he would like, but if something happens to those two, he's in a great spot to strike as he's near the front of the pack. Bill Littlejohn, your most recent winner in the HARC Lites series, got the win at Watkins Glen, which came as a bit of a surprise to him. Gerald Reddington having that issue late in the race, giving it to the 30. But Bill Littlejohn having a great day in that number 30 machine, the Point Roberts sponsored car. There is Kip Pitt, car number 8. He's currently in a battle with Mark Nutt for 2nd place, and this is not what Mark Nutt needed. DuBois is right there, ready to strike. If he can catch the back bumper of the 0, he can try and slip by underneath him as Kip Pitt runs the 0 car up the racetrack through the corner. Oh no, car number 54 is around. DuBois spins in turn number 2, and all of that progress is lost. Here's another angle of it. Oh man, what a heartbreaker for DuBois. I don't think he's got much damage on that car, but basically he's back to square one. I think he's dropped all the way back to 9th place. What a tragic turn of events for the points leader, DuBois. Let's take another look here, see we can determine what happened exactly. Yeah, I think Louis DuBois just got a bit too aggressive because Mark Nutt held his line on the high side. DuBois, I think he tried to make a diving pass to just get by now, but he should have waited a little bit. He was in position to win this championship. He didn't even have to pass Mark Nutt. Well, with all that craziness going on, we focus on car number 112, Gerald Reddington. He is in 6th place, and he's having the exact opposite kind of day. It's been very quiet for Reddington. He's had a really rough season. A lot of spectacular crashes, close calls, brushes with greatness that just didn't quite work out, but the no surge machine just trying to limp this one out to finish out the year strong. He's got a couple of drivers ahead of him he can try and pick off spots from, but see what he can manage in that machine. We're past the halfway point now, and Mark Nutt is going to lose another position on track as Bill Littlejohn is going to work his way to the inside. Now Littlejohn, if he can pick up about 4 spots or so on the 0, he could have a shot at stealing this away from Mark Nutt. We'll see if Mark Nutt had any ill effects from that contact with the number 54. This car definitely doesn't seem to be as strong as it was at the start of the race, so that could just be how they've set this thing up. But Bill Littlejohn finds himself in the top 3 now as he tries to chase down the leaders. And Dean Reynolds up front, he has led the most laps today. There's Louis DuBois, car number 54, all the way back in 9th place, and he's not gained anything. In fact, he's stuck in this battle with Wes Jones and Kyle Schock Jr., and you see Porky Porkins and Franklin Reeves pulling away from him. Man, Louis DuBois must be kicking himself in that car. He had this championship locked down. One greedy maneuver in turn 2 sent him sliding, and that's just absolutely tragic for that team. The race is not over yet. If Mark Nutt loses enough positions, he could still have a shot at this championship. Bill Littlejohn needs to beat the 0 by so many spots to get it. And this is something that works in favor of Louis DuBois, as Ignan Hauser is going to get by car 0, Mark Nutt, putting the Brit back to 5th place. So that's a 4-point swing between the 0 and the 54. If a couple more drivers get by Mark Nutt, or if Louis DuBois can get the momentum back and start making some passes out there, the championship could be won back. He just has to stay up there and hope that the 30 doesn't gain too much. Speaking of car number 30, it's a very nice sight to see here at the end of the race. While Kip Pitt is losing ground on Dean Reynolds, look at this top 3. Dean Reynolds, Kip Pitt, Bill Littlejohn, all friends on and off the track. They've worked together for many years. Dean Reynolds has been racing stock cars since the late 70s. He joined the scene when Kip Pitt was around. Bill Littlejohn has been a longtime driver for Kip Pitt. What a great end to the season if these 3 can finish up in the top 3 here. But Bill Littlejohn's not going to be content with 3rd place. He wants to chase down Kip Pitt, gain as many spots as he can, because he's got a shot at the championship if he can just pick up a few more spots. And winning this race would do it for him. Oh, that's going to be a tough pass on that green and yellow number 8 machine, the Simpeco car. But as the drivers loop around the racetrack and the season comes to a close, white flag is in the air, and Dean Reynolds, started on the pole, has led every single lap today, and he's got several car lanes over Kip Pitt. He won earlier this year. Can he win it again? Coming to the line, Mean Dean Reynolds, car 76, wins it at Jukasa. A stellar performance. Dominated the day. No one had anything for Dean Reynolds, and he'll end out the 2021 season a multi-time winner. And while he did get the win today, it is unfortunately not going to be enough to get him the championship, as Mark Nutt was able to survive long enough in that top 5 to secure the championship for the 2021 HARC Lites Series. Congratulations to Mark Nutt. It was a wild ride to get here, but Mark Nutt will secure the championship. Let's take a look at the race results for today's event. Dean Reynolds gets the win, got the pole, led the most laps, but did not get the fastest lap. That went to Porky Porkins. Nearly a perfect day for Dean Reynolds. Kip Pitt and Bill Littlejohn round out the podium. Then it's Igden Hauser. Mark Nutt hanging on for a top 5 finish, with Gerald Reddington having a solid performance in the 112. Porky Porkins, we didn't talk about him too much today, but finishes 7th overall. Franklin Rees right behind him. Louis DuBois, what could have been for the 54. It's Peter Longboat in the 82, a quiet 10th place, last car in the points. Kyle Schock Jr. in 11th, followed by Wes Jones and Anne-Marie Dupuis, who couldn't quite recover from that spin. Ends up in 13th, but finished on the lead lap. And we'll take a look at the final point standings. Mark Nutt, 2 points the advantage over Bill Littlejohn. Littlejohn was so close. If he had just passed 2 more cars, he could have gotten this championship. Louis DuBois in 3rd place, tied with Bill Littlejohn. Dean Reynolds, 2 victories, was in striking distance at the end there, but just not quite enough. Igden Hauser will round out the top 5. He's tied with Kip Pitt. Porky Porkins lost quite a few spots in the points, even though he had an okay day. Then it's a decent drop down to Franklin Rees, Gerald Reddington, Kyle Schock Jr., your top 10. Peter Longboat, Wes Jones, and Anne-Marie Dupuis round out your point standings. Well, thank you to everybody who followed the 2021 HARC Lites season. We are grateful for your support, and we're glad you enjoyed all these races. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching the Hamilton Area Racing Cup.